Okay, so we are waiting for the stream to start. Yeah, okay, now we have, it says excellent connection. Let's see. Okay, here we are. We are online. Great. So if anybody is currently watching us, first of all, hello. And second, could you please indicate somehow in the chat that you can see and hear us? That will be great if you can do that. Okay, thank you.
Michael Stewart, welcome.
Okay, great. Hello, Michael. So, great. So we can start now. It's already exactly the time. And I am excited to present you Jose and Rodrigo, who are joining us from Brazil and are going to share their wisdom about XM Cloud and Personalize. And I give you the floor. I just want to thank you for this bonus track of tips and tricks and looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you so much, Daria, for the invitation. We really appreciate to be here and hope that the community will enjoy this presentation we put together on unleashing the full potential of XM Cloud personalization with the help of Sitecore Personalize. Am I audible? Are we all good?
Yeah, I think we are all good.
Okay. So thank you very much. And let's get that done. I'd like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Rodrigo Peplau. I work with Sitecore for a long time, since 2010. We're finalizing in 13 years. I've been MVP since 2016. Hope to renew next year in 2024. That will make me 9 times MVP. And recently, I got a Sitecore Content Hub certificate, which is a constant in our career. IT and digital marketing, and especially in the Sitecore field, we don't stop learning. We keep on all the time learning new stuff and progressing. Does that?
Yes, so let's present myself. My name is Jose Neto. I've been working with Sitecore in the last 8 years, so been there for a while as well. I'm Sitecore MVP 6 times already, and I'm also Sitecore Content Hub certified. Also, the normal Sitecore certifications, Sitecore 8, Sitecore 9, Sitecore 10, and also Sitecore Hackathon champion. Rodrigo is twice I'm one. And please, next slide.
Sure.
And I want to talk about the Go Horse Tech. And we're talking about the Sitecore Hackathon champions that I got one and Rodrigo got two. And but we've been participating and engaging the community for the last 7 years. And during those years, we were able to produce a lot of code and a lot of models for the community. And we were the team that always delivers something. So every time that we participate in those events, we're able to deliver something. So we have nowadays our own website, gohorse.tech. It born as initially as this hackathon participation, but start to transform. And with the time, we start to develop that and continue to use this time to do meetings and share knowledge between ourselves and try to produce other things and learn more. And it's kind of fun to share experience. And we expand this. So now we have our own website. So you're welcome to visit. And on this picture on the right, you can see Rodrigo, you can see João Neto and José Neto. So we almost have the same name, João Neto, José Neto, and we are both Brazilians as well. And we also both live in Europe. So João lives in Netherlands, I'm living in Estonia. So a lot of people can think we're the same person, but we are two different people. And we took this picture in the symposium some years ago. It was a great event, and well, hope you enjoy this presentation as well.
Yeah. The horse, if you're wondering, the horse in this picture is Himadri Chakrabarti, one of our friends in the community.
Yeah. So I would like to know, how do you feel about this new landscape? We are having a lot of new technologies coming up. Sitecore products changing a lot in the last years, and not just Sitecore, have a lot of AI coming up. So I don't know, like the last 3 years, so much stuff is changing for the developers, for the marketers, and for all the community. And I will have like some questions for you. So, how do you feel about XM Cloud and personalized tools? So, are you excited or optimistic about it? And I am excited about it. And are you worried about learning curve? This is very common. So, it might get a little bit worried. It's a new tool. How are you going to learn all those new things? And what about the technology? Are you uncertain about where the technology is heading? So we all of us have those questions, and it's pretty common. So in life, everything that's new bring us some discomfort, and it's normal. But what we can do about that? We need to try to do something, and for that we need to find some answers together. We need some help. We need some support. We need assistance, and we have a big Sitecore community to help you do that. And with this presentation, we will try to help you to start this path of learning those new tools if it's the first time that you are seeing those. And it is a small step to continue in this learning curve. So you have maybe questions like, what is the best migration path? And one question that's very important is, how much of this technology can be reused?
Right?
Yeah, so I want to start on asking about personalization. So does anyone know what is personalization?
I think that's an easy one, Jose. You go to the render and you click in personalize and select the rules, right? That's personalization.
Well, not exactly, but you are pretty close. So in order to put us on the same page, let's read the definition by Sitecore. So personalization is the method for displaying target relevant content to your contacts based on their characteristics and behavior, such as location, gender, or previous visits.
Cool. To help illustrate that, let's break down the pieces of the roles involved in personalization. And the first piece of the puzzle is the user, is the visitor, always the target of the personalization content. So the visitor is the first piece of the puzzle. The second piece is the context. So what is happening? What is the visitor trying to do? Is him trying to submit a form? Is him trying to access a page? Is him downloading something? So the act itself, the context itself. The third part in that puzzle is going to be the logic. So the logic is the decision mechanism that is going to decide, given the user and the context, what is going to be the decision on the content to present. And a result of all that is always going to be the content, the personalized experience. So to help you with these three parts and the resulting content, let's give you an example. José Neto working from Estonia. So José is the user plus the context loads the homepage 9 a.m. in Estonia. Now the logic, morning, afternoon, evening, night, we want to find the time of the day from his time, from his clock, local time. Jose is 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is between 5 a.m. and 12 a.m. So it's morning. That's why for Jose Neto, he gets the content for morning. But I am at the same time loading the same page, 3 a.m. in Brazil. The rule, the logic is the same, but the user, I am the user, and the context is 3 a.m. So now we have a different logic. The logic is the same actually, but it will fit in a different range. 3 a.m. is going to be night for me because it's between 12, 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. So that's why I get a night data for me. So what you're seeing here is in practice the use case that we put together for our demo later, but explain in a in a higher level. When it comes to Sitecore platform, the traditional way of doing that relies on rules, okay, rules and conditions. As you can see, this is a very familiar screen for most of the marketers that use Sitecore XP and XM platform. You're using rules and conditions to, without the aid, without the help of a developer, building your very complex conditions and putting together the logic. Okay, it runs with C#. Very important because C# is something that runs in the platform, but when we are thinking on XM Cloud, that might change or not. But before showing that, let's just differentiate XM and XP platform. XM doesn't have the XDB, which is the way that in XP, the data about, metadata about users, visitors, and the activities that they are doing are stored. So because we have XDB in XP platform, we also can afford having more complex conditions based on the channel, based on the venue, and the visit and the visitor itself. So we have more complex and more capability in the XP in that sense.
So continue the topic of personalization. Let's talk about page level personalization and what is that? So in a page level personalization, we can have one rule at one time, right? So in this slide, we have this rule, time of the day. So we have this only rule, time of the day, and you're gonna have three variations from morning, evening, and night. So when the user access, let's say me, I access this page and we do have page level personalization in place. This rule that we created, time of the day, will check the time that I'm accessing that, and it's gonna display a content according to the time, right? So if let's say 8 to midday, it's morning, and then it's gonna show a special content, a special page actually for morning. If it is, let's say, evening, it's gonna, let's say 3 o'clock, it's gonna show one page that I previously configured for that for evening. And if let's say 9 p.m., 10 p.m., it's already night, and then the rule will trigger and it's gonna use the time and show a page just for night. So that is page level personalization. So moving on, we also have another concept, which is component level personalization. And what does it mean? So in component level personalization, we can have a lot of rules at the same time running in this page, right? So we also have, let's check this slide. On the left, we can see the first rule here, time of the day. So we have time of the day, and this is associated with a red square. So what's happening here? So when the user access this page, this time of the day is tied only to this component. And then we also have those three variations. Same thing. So if it is morning, it's gonna show just a content specific for this component now. That's the difference for morning. If it is evening, it's gonna show just this piece for evening as well. And if it's night, it's gonna show night as well, but just for this component. So below the time of the day, we have another rule. In this case, is counter, and it is tied to the another component on the page. And we can see this component in the yellow block. So in the yellow block, let's say the user is in United States. So once the user connects from US, it's going to show some content specific and target for United States. If the user is, let's say, in Germany, it's going to show a target content for Germany. If it's the user, let's say, in Japan, it's going to show a content specifically for Japan. And we also have another component here on the right of the slide. We can see device. So device is a different rule, and this rule is tied to another component, the blue one. So once the user, let's say, access this page, and that rule, the device rule triggers, the user might use an iPhone, so using a phone device, and then it's going to show some content for phone device. Let's say the user access this using a computer, and then it's gonna show another content as well. So here, the thing is basically we might have a lot of rules in this page, and that's is all about it. So next slide, we're gonna talk a little bit about XM Cloud. So XM Cloud is new, and it's a very hot topic. Slowly, everyone in the community is starting to learn about XM Cloud. We are seeing some projects coming up, and some clients I start to move to XM Cloud. And XM Cloud comes with some things already for you there. So XM Cloud comes with XXA, XM Cloud comes with GSS, XM Cloud comes with handlers as well. And for a developer, we have containers. Containers being there for some time, yes. But in but now, if you're really developing as a developer in XM Cloud, you really need to use containers. So that's the difference. You could have, let's say, bypassed that practice in the past, but now developer will need to using containers. It is I would say the easiest way to do stuff, and well, you have to learn a lot of with that. So also have Sitecore contextualization. So if you're not yet familiar with Sitecore contextualization, you also need to learn that as soon as possible. And developing, for example, cloud, this will be used all the time. And we also have another concept. We have the edge. So what is the edge? So the edge is an API-based service from Sitecore. So what does it mean? It means that you won't have the CD servers anymore. Remember when you publish on Sitecore item and you say, oh, publish it to web. So now you're gonna see you're gonna publish it to this API-based service. You're gonna publish it to the edge. So it's a new concept to learn, something to keep in mind as well. So what else do we have new in XM Cloud? So for the marketers, what will change for the marketers? So for the marketers, we have the pages. And the pages, you might have seen that in the past before. It's, I would say, an evolution of Horizon. And if you haven't seen the Sitecore Horizon in the some years ago, it's pretty close, but it's evolved a lot. So it's much better than it was the Horizon at that time. But however, still in development, and some features will still need to come up to be, let's say, like you are used to experiencing Neto. However, it is a pretty good tool. I had my time like testing this tool, and pretty useful, and I believe you like that. And moving on from the pages, also it is Genstack ready, and you can use this for your implementation in the cloud. And personalization is also there when you have the tool, and it is integrated as well. So when you are in XM Cloud, uh, you're gonna see in the menus you can easily switch between those two tools. You have personalization is there. You can see the personalized. Like when you access, if you never seen XM Cloud, I definitely want you to see that, and it's like very transparent. The integrations between XMCloud and the Personalize are like built that already, so it's much easier to use it.
Just to pay back to Jose, thank you, Jose. Let's speak a little about Personalize. If you never heard about the tool, or if you heard but not recently, it is still in the core the same stuff, but has been redesigned in the UI. It's a omni-channel API first, totally cloud native personalization tool. So it's a tool that you can use to personalize basically anything linked to the internet. It doesn't have to be even Sitecore. It can be anything that it uses web to communicate. And in a very powerful way, giving marketers the ability to do a lot without the help of developers. It comes also with a CDP that is, remember back when I spoke on the XP and the XDB, that is the database for saving data. The CDP is going to be the same, the database for saving user metadata of your visitors, and thus empowering the engine of personalization so that you can personalize based on the behavior of your visitors. It can also do page testing as part of all that, but of course, this all has to do with optimizing experiences, and thus the analytics is very important. Personalize also comes with a bunch of very convenient charts and ways of visualizing the collected data and how the pages are performing. Okay, personalize is back to our three pillars. It's the logic. Okay, it's the place where we will control what people are doing and define how the personalization works. So, in other words, is the logic. If you didn't have the chance yet to see recently, this is the XM Cloud portal, and as you have access to Personalize, if you have the license, you will see those red icons right here. And clicking there, you'll be able to get in Personalize. Now everything has been redesigned in very convenient menus in the top, where you have access to the very same powerful tools and a few new ones. Like the decision model is the one that is very popular because gives you a canvas where you can drag and drop those input and decisions elements, and marketers can build very complicated business logic for the personalization using this. Is still there untouched. This is what in Personalize is called a web experience, and in other words is a way to implement personalization for browser pages. Okay, pages that depends on markup, JavaScript, CSS, everything that depends on a browser. This is how they call web experience, and this is how we implemented our demo that we will show later for you. For nowadays, this is just to give you a brief of the taste of the UI. Okay, now that we spoke about personalization, what it is, the rules, let's get closer to XM Cloud rules. How does it work? Can it be reused if you are porting from XP XM platform into XM? Can you reuse the legacy rules? Okay, if you are not familiar, I would like to introduce you. This is Chico Buarque, a very famous musician in Brazil, and he is here to give you a good and optimistic thought, which is XM Cloud supports rules-based personalization. That's good, right? Because the idea is pretty much the same as the platform one. So we're getting close. Can we use that? Well, actually, Chico Buarque is back to say not very good thought. It's not backward compatible with the legacy C# rules. That means you cannot just copy and paste your old rules and expect that to work. It's not like that. And honestly, I know what you're thinking. If you have explored XM Cloud already, you will notice that, as you can see on screen right now, the old engine is still there. If I click, I still see the conditions. I still can look, even the old conditions or the legacy conditions are still there. I know it makes you feel that it can be reused. But the problem is, given the way that the edge works, it is not possible anymore. You don't have anymore the server side to run all the C# conditions that we used to have before. And there's even this very good article from Jack Spector where he's cleaning up, that a way to reuse those rules are actually reuse the engine, but he was very specific. We can't reuse existing backend code. We tried that. Yes, we during the building of this current demo that we will show later, we tried to do the same, but we just learned that it's not possible. It's not gonna work. The C# rules. So now we have personalized rules, right, Jose?
Yes, yes. So we were talking about personalize, and we have some of them out of the box, and we have a link here. If you can see on the bottom of this slide, or you can use the QR code to access this page from Sitecore. It's a great documentation about the out of the box rules. So we have some rules already there, so you don't need to build custom rules for everything. Of course, it's possible to build your custom rule, but when you want to start on this tool, we can try to do our first steps, like our baby steps, using our out of the box one. So we have, for example, we have the date, we also have the device, we also have GUIP, point of sale, user interaction, and visit. So we have here on the slide, we're showing up the out of the box ones, but please take a look on the full documentation so you can really unleash the power of those conditions out of the box. So here we can see the rule time of the day. So we're talking before about that, like we build one rule, right? So here we have a custom rule. So, and the difference here is that this custom rule is developed in JavaScript. So you can see here on the slide, we built this custom rule in JavaScript. And in order to build your custom rule and have access to that, you have to have the appropriate license for that as well.
Right. So component level personalization, everybody's looking for that because it is for sure more powerful than just page level. Is it even possible with XM Cloud? As we spoke, page level is there, page level personalization, and honestly, it's quite conveniently bound into Sitecore pages. You can very conveniently select the component that you want to personalize and everything, but it's page level. It's one rule for the whole page, like Jose explained previously. But if you want to get component level personalization, is this possible? For now, it's not. Sitecore communicated the community recently in the last DX in the last subcon in Minneapolis that component level personalization is in the roadmap. It's on the roadmap, but not yet announced the date itself. So what if you need now? What if you need component level personalization right now? You have to implement yourself that by using tools like what we think is ideally the good partner, the best partner for XM Cloud, Sitecore Personalize. Okay, yes. So the way that we are proposing the community to do that is, in our mind, the best because or the best so far before the new Sitecore roadmap is finally there, is this, because this is going to allow us to keep things where they belong. Meaning, remember the three pillars, the logic and the content. They're not supposed to be bound together. Okay, we have two tools here in playing together, right? XM Cloud in the left, which is a CMS content management system. So the content was supposed to be there, and the logic, is supposed to run in personalize, which is where the logic resides. Yes, you can have a shortcut inside XM Cloud, maybe to accelerate you, but natively the logic will be not bound on code or not bound anywhere else other than inside personalize in this situation. However, if you take a look in a web experience in personalize, this is one that comes out of the box. It's a modal window, and it's very conveniently there. You can just drag and drop and quickly start using this in any website. However, if you look behind the scenes, if you look in the code behind, you will see there's a lot of markup there, and it's very tempting to have to have content bound hard coded in this place. See, in this line 10, you see the line 10, we have a link to boxever.com, which is actually supposed to be content. See, so it's very tempting to have content hard coded here, where it's actually only supposed to have the logic, right? So how do you fight that? How do you dodge that? That's where we want to show you how we have made this in our demo, okay?
Yeah, but before we start the demo, we're gonna share with you some links. So please save this slide, take a picture, save the QR code, so you can after this demo you can check our this link and check our presentation in I'd say live mode. So we have this QR code here, this link here, that's gonna take you to a live mode of the presentation, and you can see the component level personalization happening. And we also have a second link, which is
Yep.
for the source code. So we have the all this code in a Git repository where you can check and you can download and see how we build that. So there are a lot of parts integrate in order to create that. And if you're interested, please save this slide and take a look later. So we are going to start showing the website that we're going to apply our personalization. So this is our website, and we have this component here on the left, and we can see that's written like default, right? So our idea here will be applying to that component.
Right. To start with the demo, the changes in the code are going to be very small. This is based in a starter kit, XM Cloud starter kit, and we are showing how easy it is to get any existing component and expand it so it's compatible to the code that we put together. And by doing two small things, one, adding a CDP-container property to the container div or container tag in the markup, showing that this is going to be the UID of the component. This is important so the JavaScript that we put together is able to find the container div and inject the code, the content later for the personalization. Okay. And step two, we have to take every single field, the JavaScript. In this case, we have an image and a rich text. Two fields, we have to have a decoration CDP-field attribute with the same field name as the field that we're rendering. Why? Because we're going to serialize all the data source that we put together in a personalization, and then later a JavaScript will be using the CDP dash field to render field by field the personalized content in these places. Okay. So those are the only two things, and to show how easy it is, we have a video showing, the changes that I described. So this is a promo TSX promo component that is part of the starter kit. We're gonna expose the component rendering namespace imported so we can use it internally and as a rendering variable. Now we will just, as I demonstrated before, we just drop the CDP container attribute, showing the rendering user ID, UID, unique ID, and the three properties for the fields, okay? Promo icon, and that's the first. We need to make sure it's exactly the same field name or field ID, but field name is much better for the visibility. And we will have that the tree decorated, right? This component is going to be a little more, I would say it has two views, two visualizations. So two formats. In this case, we will have to repeat the same for the CDP container and CDP fields. Fine. And now let's commit, check in the changes so that we can deploy to XM Cloud and have that component prepared to be used in a personalization, the promo component. Yes, with the magic of video editions, let's accelerate and have 8 minutes condensed in a few seconds.
Yes, so Rodrigo's talking about the code, and now we're gonna do something different. We are gonna create some variants, and we're gonna create a custom condition. So this part of Sitecore you're already used to play on that, and we have our custom condition that we developed, and on this demo we're gonna create some variants for morning, for afternoon, for evening and night, and we also need to connect our variant with the experience ID. So let's move on and see on the demo. So we're going to start here in Sitecore. We have our page, home page. We're going to open the experience editor. We're going to scroll down. Yes, there you go. We have this component that we're going to apply our rules. We're going to click on the button. All right. So let's create our first variant, morning. Let's select our condition, personalize connect. This is a custom one that we developed. Let's grab the experience ID, copy, put on the field. Okay. Interval morning. Okay and okay. So let's create for each situation as well. But before, let's associate it to the data source. So we have our specific content for morning. Right, and now let's create for afternoon. Do the same stuff. Let's select the data source. For evening, same thing, same process. Now selecting the data source. For night, select the rule, experience ID, and data source. All right, let's check the variants. Use the drop down. Afternoon, we can see on the text, afternoon's there. Morning, the image changes as well, and plus we have the text morning there. Let's save it, let's publish. And let's publish it. to the admin. So publishing database is saying Edge, is not web database anymore.
Cool. All right. So what José demonstrated, he was, as you can see, he was editing content, right? And he defined some conditions, but remember he picked the web experience ID because we're only attributing the content there in the logic, in the personalization setup. The whole condition, the whole logic itself will be in personalized. That's why he's copying and pasting the idea of the web experience so that we can tie the our personalization in XM Cloud with the logic that we have in personalize. Okay, so we'll show in this part of the demo how that works. This is going to be a place where you basically have the web experience, and as you can see, here's the JavaScript, okay? That's the whole logic that we have put together. And let me give you some time to look this code. As you can see, we're getting the line 8, the date hours, okay? So the hours of the date in the browser of the client. So basically taking the local time. And if it's between the logic starts between these times, it's going to be morning, afternoon, evening, or night. In the line 19, we use time of the day, the string time of the day, as an indicator to match what José demonstrated earlier with the four conditions, to match the four conditions, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And here is where we have the data source back. Everything you're seeing here is going to be JavaScript only, no C# again. And in the line 22 is where finally we populate the data source in a given container. So everything dynamically is going to be resulting in a component that is personalized, right? And to see in action, if you have scanned the QR code, you can see the same. But that's the component, okay? And I'm refreshing the page, as you can see, afternoon, because it's 1:35 p.m. But let me change the clock. I will switch to 1:36 a.m. And now you see night. Let me change that again to maybe a time in the morning, 10 a.m., 10:41. Refresh the page, and boom, morning. Okay, so that's how our demo manifests, and it's totally compatible with any, with the edge and everything. And we keep things where they belong. Okay, so here we're making two very important products from Sitecore playing together: Sitecore XM Cloud and Personalize. But I would like to drop this matrix on screen to demonstrate how powerful this partnership between the two tools are. Okay, in the first column you have XM Cloud standalone, and the way that Sitecore qualifies the capabilities of personalization is between these four capabilities: listen, think, respond, and learn. And as you can see in the first column, Sitecore XM Cloud is only able to tick some of those boxes. Oh, okay, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. But when we add CDP and personalize to the play, you will see that the whole column is ticked, okay, including a new one that our demo is bringing, the capability of doing component level personalization. So it's a very brief way to show how powerful the two tools are when they play together.
So we'd like to give you some final thoughts and talk a little bit about the learning path. And we're talking about new products. And well, we need to start learning those things. Of course, the community here is always helpful and can help you, but sometimes you have a bigger team and you need some kind of formal training, right? You really need to speed up your learning process. And for that, we recommend to use the Sitecore Learning Portal. And in Sitecore Learning Portal, you're going to find a lot of courses for XM Cloud. And I took the XM Cloud Developer Fundamentals. It was amazing course. It is a instruction led training. So you have someone from Sitecore to follow you during the course and explain things, and you have some exercise to do it. So it is a excellent way to put your team to learn those new tools. So we have XM Cloud for content authors, XM Cloud for business users, technical users, headless, GSS developers. We have the ILT, and also we have the certification. So if you after you doing those courses, you want to prove and you need to show your skills that you gain, you can try to do the certification as well.
Same for CDP and Personalize. They are around for longer than XM Cloud, which is the newer tool, I think, from the biggest one from CMS perspective. But when it comes to the CDP and Personalized training, there's also a bunch of resources, very, very helpful ones right there for you to explore. Okay, there's a personalized for business users, study guide for the certification exam. I would suggest everybody to do that. Most of those things that you're seeing on screen are free or discounted price for partners and others. You have even selling personalized out there to educate your sales team if that's the case. CDP for business users and etc. And I'm putting them in separation, technical users and developers. You also have courses to help you learn those tools, how to code conditions, how to code new stuff on CDP and personalize. And to finalize our presentation, I would like to drop this thought, which is, I think, very important from Alvin Toffler. The literate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn and learn and relearn. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow and always looking ahead and keep on learning, keeping your head fresh as a young person, and even thought we are not that young. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rodrigo and Jose. It was really interesting, and I see that we have some question in the chat as well. So yeah, let me check on that. So the question is there a tool that can parse older personalization rules into Sitecore personalization?
No, there's no such a thing. Some teams are experimenting with the ChatGPT and tools like that to help with the conversion, and they indeed have found some good experiences with that. But it's rarely a full answer, especially when you have to translate concepts. Like in XP world, you have XDB, and in the personalized CDP, you have a totally different API for dealing with that. You have to do those things, those mapping in the concepts by yourself. But I think you are looking probably of a very important concept of building something in that sense, and it's worth maybe Sitecore or the partners investing time doing that.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, I also think it's also a very interesting idea, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the teams are also investigating that because the transfer also from one tool to another uh, should be possible, and yeah, I think yeah. Is there any other questions in the chat? I don't see yet, but by the way, anybody who's watching this video, you can ask your questions in the comments to this video, and I will share them with the authors of the presentation so that we could get an answer in the comments as well. So yeah, I think
Daria, there's one more question in the chat.
yeah, sure, I see. Yeah, thank you. So is it possible to show custom personalization rules in Pages if I have XM Cloud Plus Personalize license?
If I understand this correctly, in Pages, because our demo uses experience profile, right? I think the answer is only when the official road announcement that we had on the roadmap, that is in the roadmap, really comes out. Is that when you expect to see that happening in personalized in the Pages side, which is now the official way of doing content edition in XM Cloud. Yeah, other than that, I think you have to wait for that. So our demo depends on the experience profile.
Okay, thank you very much. Yep. Any other questions from the audience? Let's wait for one more minute. So meanwhile, I would like to thank you once again for the great presentation. It's been very informative, and I think that people who are going to watch it will benefit a lot from it and will use the practice a lot in their solutions. So I think that's great, and I'm also looking forward to seeing some more of your presentations in the future for tips and tricks next year. So that I think that will be great, and yeah, thanks a lot.
We're so glad to be here. All I can say.
Yeah, thanks, Daria. Thanks for the opportunity, and I hope you guys liked our presentation.
Yeah,
Thanks
a lot.
for
Okay.
Sitecore for putting this series together. The YouTube channel looks great.
Perfect. We are going to make it even better. Okay, thanks a lot for listening, everybody, and we are closing the stream.